For the past 2 decades, the East African landlocked country, regarded as the land of thousand hills, has been credited for proving red carpet reception to both local and foreign investors. As a result, the country has significantly boosted its economy with an average growth rate of 80%. The country has, among other policies, revised a framework to provide all Rwandans with access to finance. According to available data, Rwanda's financial inclusion is currently at 89% of adult population accessing financial services. It is closer to 90% of government's target under its Vision 2020. To reach a financial inclusion margin, Rwanda revolutionized the establishment of microfinance institutions, which are found in every corner of the country. It's a great achievement on one side, but on the other side we can't forget to mention that there are still some gaps, especially while satisfying clients' needs. It's in this line that Rwanda hosted the International Conference on Responsible and Inclusive Finance from 21st to 22nd of March 2018. The conference was convened by the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda, AMIR. One of the most important objectives was to further the implementation of the International Responsible Inclusive Finance Agenda by providing learning opportunities for a range of actors about experiences within and outside of Rwanda.
As the Association of Microfinance Institutions, AMIR, we tried to bring this conference in Rwanda, in Kigali, of course, for different reasons. One is that we wanted, of course, the financial service providers in Rwanda to be the first to be aware of responsible finance. That's the first one. The second one is that, of course, as the association, we want to promote the right of the clients. We want to see the impact of what some financial services providers are doing for Rwandans. We want to see more impact. And of course, we have also another general objective as Rwandans to bring many conferences to the country. One has a good impact on the economy, but also sharing experiences with different people from different parts of the world. This is also very important.
It was the first time for Rwanda to host the International Conference on Responsible and Inclusive Finance. The 2018 conference brought together more than 300 participants, representing more than 200 organizations from 37 countries around the world. Financial services providers from Rwanda who attended the conference acknowledged they were not considering clients' needs as they should.
You know, when a client comes to us, we don't give him details of what we are giving them, what services we can offer to the client. When the client comes to ask for loan, we give him a loan without explanation on that loan, the cost of that loan. Then the client may become default because of that.
For example, when you give a loan and we are not clear about our tarification, the customer doesn't know really the cost of the loan. At the end, he's not able to pay back the money. That is one example. The customer is very happy to receive the amount of loan, but he doesn't know after investing the amount, really he will get the income which will allow him to pay back the money and get the minimum income to develop his business. In that case, he's not getting the income and he's not able to pay back, and at the end, we are selling his collateral, for example.
Participants at the conference were mainly players in the sector of microfinance from around the world. They discussed the issues affecting access to finance and, most importantly, responsible and inclusive finance. In Rwanda, the focus has been put on more inclusion of people, making sure that each and every adult Rwandan gets access to financial services. But what about other countries?
Alors, il faut admettre qu'aujourd'hui, il n'y a pas longtemps, nous travaillons encore sur les statistiques de notre pays.
We've been working on statistics in our country, but they are still too low as far as financial inclusion is concerned. Only few people have access to finance. This means that few people can get financial support to implement projects in agriculture and other sectors. We still have a long journey in order to engage people in access to finance policies, especially those in agricultural sector and other activities.
Les personnes qui sont dans l'agriculture, dans les petits métiers, afin de les orienter, de les bancariser en quelque sorte, pour qu'eux aussi puissent avoir accès aux services financiers.
Of the 7 billion plus population globally, 50%, approximately 4 billion people, are not financially included. The African continent, with 55 countries, member states, is a great example where 80% of its 1.2 billion people are not financially included. Terminus East African Limited, which is a market leader in banking and financial software solutions, suggests that much should be done to get all of those people financially included.
So the opportunities is huge, how we can actually operate as a leading fintech organizations, along with regulators, along with the other organizations who are also part of the whole ecosystem to grow the to grow the reach, to provide the financial access to those people who are in need of financial access, and get them included into the financial system. So Temenos is one of the players in the world, who is working on many projects, whether it's a commercial bank or a central bank or a microfinance or a small loans and savings, to provide a platform which enable them to provide financial accessibility.
On one side, financial service providers from outside Rwanda suggest that Rwanda is in advance in terms of financial inclusion compared to other countries. However, it was reported that some clients have started losing trust in microfinance institutions as some managers and staff allegedly embezzle clients' money. AMIR suggests that measures has been taken to deal with this problem.
It happened in the past. We've had some staff of microfinance institutions or some staff of SACCOs who involved in embezzlement of the funds they were supposed to look after. Sorry, but measures have been taken by different players. First, the responsibility lies on the board of directors of those concerned institutions. We've been trying to engage even other institutions which did not experience such a problem, but also in this finance system we have a regulator, BNR as a regulator. They also put in tight measures to make sure that people do not attempt to steal the money they are supposed to manage. Yeah, so I would say that I wouldn't here mention any single measure that was taken, but different several measures, several systems have been put into place to try to avoid that kind of behavior. But to tell you that it won't happen again, it's human nature. What we do is to try to put into place mechanisms that prevent that reduce that, but you cannot control human nature and human behavior.
Participants at the conference learnt much from others after different sessions of sharing experiences.
Actually, as I&M Bank, we do have utility payment capabilities on our mobile banking. Over 50% of our customer base is registered for mobile banking, which means that any of our customers can log on or USSD right now USSD based, can be able to pay for water or electricity, and a failure can happen. So we might not have an agent situation, but we do from time to time and frequently, like Arthur is saying, where you have failures in the third parties, we do have those breakdowns. So what happens? I'll walk you through payment. So I am a customer and I dial my short code and pay. You will get a notification from the system, from the bank system, that your account has been debited 5,000 francs for utility payment. A minute or two later, you get another message from the utility company that would send you a token to load your meter or to confirm that your meter has been updated.
Listening to the client and incorporating the client voice or experience into your current work.
The organization that I work with, AFR, it's a financial inclusion not-for-profit organization. That we have 4 thematic areas we work with. We have digital financial services, insurance, agricultural finance, and SACCO and saving group development. So we are donor funded. So most of the principles that you're talking about, we already actually implement them in terms of how we design our products, how we design our projects to meet the low-income population. So if you look at the 7 principles, should I start giving examples of the projects in depth, or that'll be for a later time?
The voice of the client in my work is that yes, the National Bank of Rwanda is a public authority organ, mainly with the mission of monetary policy and financial stability, but also we have to make sure that those missions of the central bank, we need to hear the voice of clients. Again, we are starting now to make sure that we are part of this umbrella of protecting consumers, whereby when it comes to our daily business or daily activities, when we try to draft regulations, when we try to draft laws, we want to make sure that the role of clients or the voice of the client has been heard, and we make sure that their contributions in what we are doing day to day is there. So, which means that I remember when we initiated this regulation on key fact statement, we undertook the consumer testing, which means that we wanted to make sure that this new regulation we want to issue are relevant to consumers. So I can say that in the day-to-day activities, we have to make sure that the voice of the client is well captured in our policies and the regulations.
It's in that line they wish they could afford to increase mobilization about clients' rights in order to engage them in responsible finance.
We're learning how to integrate these customer protection concepts into the development of our products. So that's really key. Because most of the time we rush into delivering, we rush into targets. We're always pushed by what are we achieving, and so most of the time we would just skip some steps. And so I'm just being conscious that we really need to be meticulous in how we develop our products and how we should really integrate all the customer protection principles into the development of our products, be it savings products, be it loan products.
The conference is very interesting. There are so many discussions, good presentation of different partners. The topic presented also was very interesting. On myself, I appreciated how to emphasize our customer protection. We came up on the 7 principles of customer protection, where we are going to do our best to protect our customers, to see how to analyze their need, not only focusing on our product development, but to also see if what we are doing, what we are developing, are the one they are expecting from us. Because sometimes we are focusing on developing so many products, and we put them on the market, but we don't have enough time to talk to the customers to see if really they get what they were waiting from us.
Service providers who attended the conference are now convinced that clients are their #1 priority. They would like to first of all mobilize them about their rights rather than looking for their institution's achievements. But they face challenges including minimum sources of funding and the law protecting clients, which is not yet in place.
We have at policy level, you have realized the law is not yet in place, for example. That's what we have been discussing in the morning. We don't have a law on consumer protection, for example. It has been in the process since last year, early last year. But the central bank, fortunately, the central bank is trying to issue some regulations to make sure that people behave in an appropriate way, particularly from the supply side. But sometimes we need the guideline, the framework of the law, so that even those regulations are really very effective in terms of making people behave in the right manner. The other challenge we might have is that when you talk of awareness, you talk of resources, budgets, funds. In Rwanda, we don't have very much donor contributions, particularly when it comes to activities like education, clients education, etc. But what we are trying to do is to make sure that even financial service providers use their own resources to promote good practices. But sometimes they say, oh, you know, we don't have money. If we do, we really have to increase interest rate, and sometimes it will affect the population.
Even though participants at the conference learned much from it, some of them couldn't understand why clients were not represented in the conference, since it was a forum to discuss clients' problems and their rights. After all, why didn't AMIR invite some clients to the conference?
This is a very good question, but financial service providers are the ones who are on a daily basis with the clients. So if we work on those financial institutions, if they know, they are aware, they know, they own the process of responsible finance, then the impact will be seen on the level of the clients. That's the first one. Second is that actually, yes, we are promoting the rights of the clients, but the rights of the clients do not have impact on those clients only. This has also an impact on financial institutions. So if we treat responsibly your clients, then the clients also will be loyal to you. So the retention rate of the clients will be high, will be increased, which means that by, of course, retaining your clients and acquiring new clients, that's how the institution became sustainable, the institution became profitable. So if, as financial institutions, the practitioners, we are convinced of the importance of responsible finance, then the clients, of course, will see the impact on the ground.
The other recent trend is that traditional banking services are now moving to digital channels, where people can now access financial services through mobile phones and other digital channels. But financial service providers presented some challenges that need solution from concerned players. The 2 days conference has been fruitful according to a number of participants. Oiko Credit was one of the sponsors to the conference, as it believes in the development of community and household. The most important reason which pushed the OICO Credits to sponsor the conference is that it resonated with its values, as anything about responsible finance and financial inclusion works and connects well with OICO Credit values. Kajiri Wanjohi from OICO Credits suggests some pieces of advice to financial service providers.
Invest responsibly, lend responsibly, embrace customer protection principles, because it's just not about the customers, but it's also about you, because the benefit comes to you as a lender, because your portfolio actually becomes healthier, and also to the end user of that money, because it is beneficial to them, and that is responsibility on both sides, which is very, very important in this lending space, because we are here to develop people, to make a difference in this world, and we better do it responsibly.
The conference topic were organized around 3 key dimensions of the financial inclusion space: the enabling environment, financial service providers and clients. Participants were given certificates, and they are expected to create awareness and change their mindset on the way clients are treated. The International Conference on Responsible and Inclusive Finance that Rwanda hosted was organized by the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda and its development partners, including the National Bank of Rwanda, Access to Finance Rwanda, the SIP Network, the Smart Campaign, ICC Terafina, Care International, and OICO Credit, among others.